Hello, and welcome back to live Q&A with me, Tangie. Um, yeah, I'm glad you're here. I come live as often as I can on social platforms to answer your questions, human design related. So feel free to ask me anything in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. The only thing I ask in return is just engage with the live, comment, like, share, follow, all of that cool stuff. If you're brand new, my name is Tangie. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That's why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert across all platforms. I will not DM you. Be careful out there. I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about this system, although that is rampant. So be careful out there yet again. I simply use human design as a context and a language for describing energy patterns. And I do that to give you validation and permission to be your most authentic self. I do that by providing you foundational tools and foundational knowledge and practical tools with real life application. My favorite tool is my website. It's feelgoodexpert.com. If you haven't gotten your free on-demand mini reading yet, you might want to start there if you're new to the human design world. And that is because every single one of the chart properties is linked to a free video explanation. So it is your on-demand free mini reading. It'll take you 15 to 20 minutes. Just click on each of the links. They're all YouTube links. And it will explain your entire chart to you, every single one of the chart properties. Okay? If you are here and you're like, I have no idea what human design even is, what is that? Human design is a synthesis of 4 ancient systems. We are using Western astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Hindu Brahmin chakra system, as well as mystical Kabbalah. So it is a quite intense system to learn and to integrate. And again, that's why I'm here to help. So feel free to ask me anything. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments already. Yeah. Once you've pulled your chart for free, you know a little bit about yourself, you might want to dig a little deeper. I do have a personalized report. It's in the $20 range. Most reports are $50 to $100. Again, because it's intense, it's expensive and time consuming to learn. And if you want to know how to read charts like I do, you might be interested in my course. It's called the Human Design Starter Kit. It is everything you need, start to finish, to cover every single one of the chart properties and read charts confidently and intuitively. So with that said, today is Monday, September 9th. Right before I logged in, I saw something about, it's the 9-9 portal. So tell me what that means to you. Yeah, you can draw.
Okay. After I draw, can I play Fortnite?
No.
Why?
I'll be back to check on you before. You don't need to ask again.
Oh.
You don't need to ask again. Single mom life, multitasking. Anyway, hi Ujjwal, welcome back. Hi Natasha. Hi Jay. Hi Tony. Hi Diana. Did I say hi Joe? Hi Nicole. Natasha is writing across of the Maya, 1-3 emotional manifester. Welcome. That sounds like an interesting experience. Oh yeah, I was talking about the 9-9 portal. We're in Virgo season. Who's getting organized? I talked last week about the new moon in Virgo. Getting everything in order. We've got a full moon coming up, right? It's full moon in Pisces. I used to have my astrological calendar hanging on my wall, but I took it down because I was trying to be a minimalist. But I might put it back up because I literally look at it every day and I use it to plan things. Okay, what is the 9th? Full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, 26 degrees. That's next Tuesday. So releasing any spiritual blocks that you have to getting to your next level. That should be fun. Other announcements. I have some events coming up that as soon as tomorrow, actually. I'm going to do a series called Human Design 101, HD 101. And the first episode, I guess, for lack of a better word, in the series is chart reading basics. So I'll be hosting that live within my community tomorrow morning. Friday, I'm going to do a little class, mini class, master class on genetic matrix, the advanced reader software that I use. Next week on Wednesday, I'll do a class on connection charts. So if you want to access any of those, you just need to pop into my community called Chart Readers Hub. I'll be sending a link to it via email today. If you're not on my list or you want the link and you can't find it, just let me know and I'll send it to you. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Well, thank you. Thank you in advance, TikTok, for filtering that for me. What else do we have going on this week? Oh, the 14th. The 14th is supposed to be a very lucky day because we have Venus in a trine with Jupiter. 4-star day. Cupid will dispatch his little fleet of angels equipped with tiny bows and arrows ready to zing you with feelings of love over this romantic weekend. Good luck with that, y'all. I'll be at my son's soccer game. I'll be doing soccer mom stuff when you guys are getting the zing of Cupid's bow and arrow. I want it, please. The link to the community. Actually, I think I can add it to my bio right now to make it easy. I need to do that. It's just I was testing the link right before this and it wasn't working quite how I expected it to. But let me go put it. I can just add it. Where's the button? Multitasking, add product, link. Button, URL. There it goes. I don't know if I have a bandwidth for that level of multitasking. Okay, it's in process. It'll be done shortly. Is Jupiter the only indicator of abundance and wealth in the human design chart? No. Jupiter is never the only indicator of wealth and abundance. Yeah, there are a lot of places that you can look in the chart, and it depends on where you are in your journey and in your lived experience and what you're trying to be abundant with, okay? But let me explain Jupiter as a planet in the context of human design and astrology. Jupiter, we typically look at as the most expansive because it's the biggest planet. That's one. We also kind of look at it as a giver of gifts, gifts that you don't always have to earn, okay? So like Saturn makes you earn what you get. You've got to earn every inch of it with Saturn, okay? Saturn is our like disciplinarian father. Jupiter is our Santa Claus type of father, right? Our generous father. But both of them still have a little bit of that fatherly figure. And Jupiter rules laws in human design. And so it's like, for example, Santa Claus, if you're good, you'll get gifts. You're probably going to get gifts either way, but you've got to have certain boundaries, right? You've got to have certain values and rules in place to even recognize that the gifts are here. So you can look at Jupiter as this giver of gifts, this expander, this space of abundance. But there are also a lot of other abundant places in your chart. Again, it depends on your current definition of abundance and what you're looking for an abundance of. If you need an abundance of energy or consistency, look at the defined centers in your chart, right? Tangie, this isn't my chart behind me. But if you look at a chart that has a defined root, that is an abundance, an effervescent source of drive and ambition. Anybody that you meet that's got a defined root, they're going to have ambition in some direction, right? It's going to go in the direction of the spleen, the emotional center, or the sacral. But there's some ambition and drive there. Now, it might be ambition and drive for the emotional experience. It might be ambition and drive to create safety. It might be ambition and drive for enthusiasm and life force and energy and excitement. But the abundance is there, right, for you to tap into, and it's effervescent. Okay. That's if you want consistency. If you want to be surprised and delighted in an abundant way, then you've got to be open to serendipity in your undefined center. So anything that's colored white in your chart, and the less activations it has, the bigger it can be. Okay. But it's going to surprise you. You're not going to be able to predict and control it. So if we're talking about like an abundance of material possessions that we gain through the force of our will, a defined ego center is going to have the energy to do that. An undefined or open ego center, that's going to come in and just be surprising to you. Like you just, oh my God, I never knew, but thanks, right? I'm so excited about it. So, yeah, that's a long-winded answer to a very simple question. Let me know if you have follow-up questions to that. Did you talk about manifestor type? I didn't yet. What number is for intuition? We typically look at gate 57. That is the gate of intuitive clarity. Gate 57 is located in the spleen center. It's on the triangle on the left. I'm giving like directions through the chart. But you'll find your intuitive nature, again, depending on how you look at it. You can find it in multiple places. You can find it in any of the awareness centers. The spleen is an instinctive, right now awareness. The solar plexus is emotional awareness. Okay, so empathy, being intuitive to how others feel. The ajna is the type of intuition that like gives you these mind reading type of capabilities, you know, being intuitive on people's perspectives and points of view in the moment. And then, of course, any open or undefined center that you have, you're just picking up on other people's energy. So is it like, you're intuitive of other people, you're intuitive of the future, you're intuitive of yourself? You gotta look different spots. Okay. Predict my future with human design. You're the only predictor of your future. Sorry. Or you're welcome, depending on, again, your view of things. We know we have the sun gate. I'm trying to move this mouse so I can adjust this thing so I can see the comments. But anyway, we know we have the sun and an ajna gate. When I'm like, well, it depends on your point of view. It depends on your point of view. Nonstop, left and right. We're in gate 47, realization, in the transiting sun placement. I have gate 57. I'm psychic AF. Love it because people can't be liked. Yeah, first lines are like that too, by the way. Or if you have any first line colors in your variables. Okay, Mashu. The 2838 channel is called Struggle, but its definition is discouraging. Do you know more about it? You know what? You've come to the right place. That's my only channel. I've got Tangie. Tangie has one channel, and it's the channel of struggle. So, but lucky for you, I have hope motivation, so I can make you feel really, really good about it. But let me explain it. I know, channel of struggle and third line. Okay, welcome. Welcome to my roller coaster. Channel of struggle consists of two gates, okay? 28 in the spleen. This is an awareness of where we can take risks in life, how we're using our time. It also holds a fear of death or a fear of running out of time. And then we've got gate 38 in the root. That's the gate of the fighter. It gives us drive for purpose and meaning. So when you put those two together, you are in an individual struggle for purpose and meaning and making the most of your time. That comes with seasons of melancholy. Okay, you might feel down, you might feel depressed, you might feel like you're not going anywhere sometimes, but it is the melancholy low, the melancholic low, that inspires your creativity to make the most of your time, right? So you go, oh, I haven't done what I wanted to do yet. But suddenly I have the root pressure and the drive to do it. Suddenly I have the pressure and the drive to fight. Did you draw that for me? Oh my gosh. This is actually really nice. Is it upside down?
It's a lion.
Oh, it's a lion. Look at that. That is beautiful. I love that. You want to hang it on the fridge? Or use a pen and hang it on my wall somewhere? Okay, you have the pens in your room, remember? In the little jar? Okay. Okay. Individual circuitry. You are going through this mutation for yourself. It is for you to have purpose and meaning and drive and ambition and make the most of your time in your life. And when you're not doing it, you will feel like absolute blobfish, slug, doo-doo. But that's okay, because it's that melancholic process that goes, okay, I'm still alive. There's still I want to do. How can I utilize this pressure to do what I want to do what I came here to do? Got that channel as well. It's like friction to make things happen, I think. Heard from a YouTuber, the 4/6 profile was the only profile that for sure is meant to have a soulmate. Is that true? Ra says people who are meant to be in relationship are those who have a split definition. He didn't, as far as I know, he didn't say that about the 4/6. But if you're 4/6 split, yeah. What do you think about Mars in 16.6 regarding getting certifications about human design, numerology, astrology? Wow, that's a specific question. What is need? Okay, let me see if I can get. Are you good? Are you deciding where you want to hang it? I have my vision board in the closet. If you want to put it by my vision board, just FYI. Those are the things that I look at that inspire me. It's at the back of my closet. If you want to check that out. Okay, sorry. Let me see if I can catch up. Hi, Megan. How do we ask? You can just ask anything in the comments. And welcome for anyone who's just joining. My name is Tangie. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That's why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert across all platforms. I will not DM you. Be careful out there. I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting, inhibiting, or dogmatic about the system. I don't believe in that. I simply use human design as a context and a language for describing energy patterns and energy archetypes. I do that to give you validation and permission to be your most authentic self. And I do that by providing you foundational knowledge and practical tools with real life application. My favorite tool, if you're brand new to human design, is my website. It's thefeelgoodexpert.com. Just type in your birth date, exact time and location, and that is a place to get a free on-demand mini reading. All you got to do is click on each of the links in the chart properties. It will take you to my YouTube videos that I've already made for you to explain your chart to you. So 15, 20 minutes. That is your foundation. And then you come here to ask me questions, and I'm happy to answer them. All I ask in return is that you engage, right? Ask questions, comment, like, share, follow, all that stuff. If you want to dig a little deeper into your design or have a practical tool, a little PDF to help you integrate, I do have a personalized report. It's in the $20 range. Most reports are going to cost you like $50 to $100. This one is heavy on coaching tools though, okay? Reflection questions, journaling prompts, strengths and awarenesses, affirmations, right? Stuff to actually like do if you're a doer, an ambitious doer like me. And of course I have a course. If you want to read charts, read your own chart, read other people's charts, read connection charts, add chart reading to your current business repertoire. I have a great advanced reader library. It's called the Human Design Starter Kit. Okay, there's my spiel. Let me see if I can catch up with these questions now. Okay, so I see some questions on TikTok. I'll get back to you. I'm also answering questions on YouTube if you don't see those in the chat. And YouTube, I'm answering questions on TikTok if you don't see those. Okay, so 16, line 6. Well, gate 16, remember, is our gate of skills, gate of talent. And it is about a talent that comes from committing ourselves to something over time. Okay, so getting a certification is like step 1 to committing yourself and going deep into something over time. So you've got to check in with your strategy and authority to make sure that you have the energy to commit to the thing, because that's what gate 16 asks us to do, right? It asks us to take the action and go deep into the thing over an amount of time. Which takes a lot of practical application. What does need motivation mean? Need motivation is on the fourth color. And so anything that is fourth line is about like, what do we let in and what do we not, right? Who do we allow close to us or not? And so need motivation, you're motivated by what is needed in relationship, right? What is needed for community? What is needed between people, right? So I'm surprised human design wasn't influenced by numerology. I know, me too. I am surprised by that too. And if I find the correlations, I will point them out to everyone, but I haven't yet. Tell me more about the course. Is it self-study? Yes, it is self-paced. And I have an add-on where you can join the community and ask questions. So I do live Q&A within the community every month. I do transit talks within the community at the beginning of each zodiac season, right? Each zodiac sign throughout the year. And then I do advanced courses and webinars within the community. So you would buy the course, all out, lifetime access, done, right? You get the whole library. There's almost a 300-page book on gates. There's a PDF, like a linked PDF on channels. And I have... I'm going to send an email today with the advanced reader checklist that shows everything that it happens within that course. But yeah, it's intense. I would suggest giving it a year, but some of you guys are really fast learners, and there might be some things that you already know, right, that I'm teaching that you want to skip over. So it's self-paced. Are the channels and diagrams as literally as working on that area of the body with them, or is it more overall, if that makes sense? The energy centers each have a biological component, and they're pretty literal. But many of the energy centers have multiple biological ties, right? Even the gates have connections, and that's pretty advanced stuff. So it's literal, and there's a lot beneath the surface too. Hi, Tangie. I'm a 1/4 energy projector with undefined emotional center. Conscious detriment Venus 62, unconscious Venus 25. Is it difficult for me to form genuine relationships with people? No. Why would it be difficult to form genuine relationships? If you accept yourself, they accept you. With your Venus placements, though, like they've got to accept that you're going to get into the weeds, right? And like focus on maybe some unnecessary details, but that's okay. Some of us really like that. Oh my gosh, my son just lowered me. I don't want that. You have to take it back a bit to lift it back up again. Oh, now I'm too high. Okay, and gate 25. Yeah, you're gonna have to have some fun in relationships. Be a little bit. Can you not mess with that? Be a little more innocent and childlike. Thank you. Hi, I'm a 3/5 splenic projector. Define ajna. How can I release anger and relax? What is defining your spleen? I mean, one major way, just knowing your profile numbers, is to shift your mindset and be of service. Like really do something altruistic, help other people for funsies. But if you're holding on to a lot of anger, I want to know, is the spleen connected to the throat, or is it the root center? I low-key want to get certified as a human design, numerology, and astrology reader and do readings for people and do tarot readings too. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. I don't like people. Okay, let me catch up over here now. What is gate 3536, or sorry, channel 3536 about? That's transitoriness. I have it, and my conscious Venus and unconscious North Node is there. Okay. So this is a manifested channel, right? We're manifesting something into our reality to be of service to the collective, manifesting out of crisis and change. Crisis is 36, change is 35. Okay. So you are, how do I put this? Adventuring. You are adventuring into the unknown to feel something. And your adventures create learnings, especially emotional learnings, for the collective. It's very action oriented, but it's deep and thorough in the action that it takes, right? Ready for a change. How do projectors escape the rat race? I would say, as much as you can, look to shifting into project based work more than hourly, and project based work that allows your efficiency to be on display rather than your hourly energy, if that makes sense. How can I get a reading? My readings, they're linked on my website, thefeelgoodexpert.com. Click the menu, it'll say readings. My profile is 1-3, emotional manifesting generator. Can you tell me about that? Yeah, that's fun. I'm a 1-3 also. So the first line is the researcher, the investigator, about getting to the bottom of things. This is what your mind needs. Your mind needs to have something that it's actively learning, okay? Researching, going deep in. The third line needs to get out there and try it though. So you're creating balance in your life by always learning something new and trying it on and experimenting with it. And as a manifesting generator, you go that direction by responding, waiting for something to come to you, checking in with your gut, seeing how excited you are about it. And once you get in there, you're going to create refinements. Okay. So don't judge yourself and get so mad that you go, oh, that's not quite how I wanted it, and I'm going to change something. Right. Hi, Amanda. 3-5 splenic projector. My Godhead says Ma'at. What does that mean? Godhead, too advanced for me. I don't go down that rabbit hole yet. Yeah, but my job depletes all of me. Can't work on fumes. I mean, I've given this advice before, and I might not be the best person to give advice because I haven't had a job in a really long time, like 10, 15 years. But I would advise, ask the question, where can I do less and get paid the same? Oftentimes projectors are burning themselves all the way out because they're so efficient. They'll get the whole workload done, and whoever's in charge will go, okay, here's more work. I always say do less. Do as little as you can without getting fired. What do the numbers mean after the gates and the columns? So that's what line the gate is in. It's very specific, and it holds its own keynote. And the keynotes are very similar to our 6 lines in the profiles. Are you creating foundational knowledge around this thing, right? You're very introspective about it. Are you naturally gifted at this thing? Are you experimenting with this thing and failing a lot, right? Are you checking in with this thing as to how it relates to you in relationship? Are you checking in with this thing as to how you can use it to solve others' problems? Are you basically done with this thing, right? And you're up on the roof of the thing. And now you're ready to move to the next thing, right? But every single gate has its own story that it tells through the 6 lines. That's just kind of a general overview of every gate. And I cover that in detail in my course too, by the way. What does it mean to have probability view? That means your discernment is naturally checking out for what is most likely to happen. What is the most likely thing to happen? They do trap you. No, I've been watching videos about this, like how it feeds the whole capitalist machine. You make money to spend money, and you burn out, and you can't really do anything. You can't use your creativity outside of work because there's none left. It's tough. As a projector, I'd have bosses literally fire other people and yes, exactly. See, LXD copywriters having your same experience. Yeah. No. As a projector, like, same. They would go, how come you can do in 2 hours what it takes her 8 hours to do? You do it now. You do yours and hers. I was a marketing copywriter and now I design courses because no, just no. Yep. Okay. Does human design? So many people asking about numerology. Is numerology like trending? Every single one of my lives, somebody comes in and asks about numerology now. I'll talk about it. I don't know anything, but y'all know I'm a researcher. If I don't know, I'll figure it out. But no, we don't really use numerology cycles in human design, although I'm sure it exists because I think everything aligns. What does peripheral perspective mean? Okay. So it means you have a right facing arrow. You're discerning what's most likely to happen based on the hordes of information that you're receiving. And you don't really know what you know until somebody pulls it out of you. Saturn in gate 60. Ooh. Daddy Saturn's going to make you get organized whether you like it or not. Hi, Darcy. Do generators just attract whatever? Can we actually ask our sacral to attract specific things? That's a great question. The sacral is not a thinker, okay? So if you're asking your sacral to do something, right, to perform for you, it's not going to do it. It's not a thinker, and it's definitely not a performer. It's a responder. Put it in front of me and I'll tell you what my gut instinct is. If it's not in front of me, I can't tell you what my gut instinct is. That's how the sacral talks. Okay, so if you can form a full sentence about it, it's not your sacral. However, you can check in with your awareness centers, right? And determine the kind of awareness and experience that you want to have or that you are having based on defined or undefined, right? Like I have a strong instinctive and intuitive awareness. It's always on. I'm defined spleen. Ajna and solar plexus are undefined. So if I want to have an experience there, I can say, I'm open to being surprised by a new emotional experience. Now, you might want to be even more discerning there because who knows what the universe will bring you, good, bad, or otherwise, right? It doesn't, good and bad is a construct of humanity. Moral constructs are all human. But anyway, I can say, oh, I'd like to have a perspective shift. And I'm not going to be the one to create it. I'll be surprised when it shows up. And then it shows up, and then you check in with your sacral. Do I have energy to commit to really taking on this new perspective or taking on this new emotional experience or undefined G center, for example, taking on this new identity or this new direction or purpose? Are my types rare or just weird? I'm a 2-5. Yeah, so 2-5 is a transitional profile, and it's one of the rare ones. So, like, I don't know, I think it's like 2% of people. 1-4s, 4-1s, 5-2s, 2-5s. Those are all transitional profiles, and they're going to be rare. Hi, Anne. Oh, Anne's into numerology. There you go. We have someone you can ask. And who else just told me they wanted to get the course for numerology study? Is it Ruben? Yes. See? Lots of resources that are not me. I'm in the human design rabbit hole. I don't know up from down anymore. My friend had a reading with you and said it was very good. Oh, thank you. I don't have my throat and head and ajna defined. All the other centers are defined. How would that work? Yeah, so you consciously create from your definition and you attract from your undefined centers. But when you're attracting something, you don't get to control it. You get surprised by when it comes in. Tangie, is it possible for you to come to live a bit early? I really love your live, but due to time, like how early are you talking? It's 11. I usually start at 11 Central Time. Like how much earlier than 11 are we talking? Heather, what do I do with? Oh, what do you do with your profile? Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of acceptance that people don't see you well, that not everyone is going to see you and understand you well, and that you're subject to a lot of people's projections. Certain level of acceptance there. However, you also have really like unique gifts. All second lines have innate gifts and wisdom that they just come in with, and they can't explain to you how they got it. They just have it. So being able to tap into those flow states, be creative with it, and then solve problems, because you are a really good problem solver. Do you mind saying how much it is for a reading? My readings are $224. You can see my calendar on my website, thefeelgoodexpert.com. Does it matter that I'm a reflector? Yeah, I mean, it matters. It's not bad though, if that's what you're asking. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at you. Remember, I've got one channel. It's a channel of struggle, and I'm a third line. I'm laughing at myself too. I don't have gate 60, but I know people who do. So little giggle, like I know how intense. It's a root. It's a formatting channel. It's a root gate. Okay. It is aware of chaos. It's interesting. How does having an open a spleen center affect a person? So people with an undefined spleen like can be very intuitive, but they can be very anxious also because you're picking up on everybody else's fear and anxiety. What is writing across of the Sphinx? That's my incarnation cross. I know I didn't choose my gates either. There you go. Gabe can tell you more about being a 5-2. Okay. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Thank you for all of the amazing questions. Numerology and the Divine Triangle is a really good book I started recently. Okay, there we go. There's a numerology book, Numerology and the Divine Triangle. I'm eccentric. Me too, Heather. Aquarius, Sun, and Moon over here. What do our moon gates signify? You know, in astrology, the moon is very much like emotions, but in human design, they call it more drive, but I would say emotional drive to have an emotional experience. Soul Explorer is a great numerologist on YouTube. If anybody is interested, she goes really deep on stuff. There you go, Soul Explorer on YouTube at 10 a.m. Maybe. I do have an event in my member space tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you want to come to that. There's a free 7-day trial, so you could just show up, see how you like it. Technically, your higher self chose your gates. There you go. What should I look for with wanting and need transferences? Wait, which one? Like, is this your? Which one is which? Tell me which one is which. Like you have those as your placement, or those are your transferences? Is what I'm trying to ask. Hi, Darcy. What does 6-2 mean? So these are your profile numbers. In human design, we call. Sorry, I just saw a funny comment. My higher self was like, legit, like I've never been gay before. Let's try that. Ruben, you're killing me. Okay. Profile numbers we call in human design the costume that you wear. This is really like how you connect and how you learn. Like it tells you more about your personality than actually even your type does. And so conscious sixth line, okay, this lifetime you're playing this mindset game. You're trial and erroring, you're going through stuff, you're challenging yourself so that you can continue to level up your mindset and thus become a role model, right? You turn all of your experiences into wisdom. The second line is our natural, right? Our someone who has gifts and they don't know where they got it from, right? You're just naturally gifted at something. So other people are going to see you as naturally gifted while you're over here working on your mindset. What's a mental projector? That means they have nothing below the ajna defined. Okay, so those are your transferences. I have survival view and fear motivation. What does it mean when I move into those transferences? Okay, so they're both first line, right? Foundations about like keeping us safe. And the transferences are both, well, not line color, are both fourth color, right? So if you're worried about what everybody else is doing and you're not feeling safe, then you're in transference. Is a really easy way to say that. Transfer to wanting view and need motivation. Yeah. I don't feel safe, but what do you need? Your quad left is what we call that in human design. If you have all your arrows all 4 arrows pointing left, that's a quad left. My mom is a mental self-projected projector. I keep telling her not to be such a workaholic, but dude, I'm telling you, the projectors who have no motors, like, are nonstop. They don't know when enough is enough. They literally don't know. Every single one that I've met, they cannot grasp when to stop. What is a manifester? Are you asking what is a manifester or what is a triple split left angle cross of distraction 2? 2 different questions. Emily, do you feel like you fall into that trap a lot of transference? Worrying about what's going on with other people? How do I know what my motor is? Hello, welcome, Ketsy. We have 4 motors in human design. They are, and I know I'm pointing at nothing on YouTube, but I'm pointing at something on TikTok. They are the solar plexus, the ego, the sacral, and the root. If it's colored in, it's defined. If it's not colored in, it's undefined or open. So if you have any of those 4 colored in, those are the energy centers that give us the energy to do something, to actually like move our physical body in the direction. What is... Huh?
I said, are you about to be done?
Yeah, pretty soon.
I got thorns on my butt.
You got thorns on your butt?
Yes.
What did you do? Sit in a rose bush?
No. I said, there was thorns on it.
Interesting. What is LRL? There's one letter missing there, Amanda. So the R is right side, the L is left side, and then the subsequent L or R is left or right, if that makes sense. If you've ever seen in human design world like this, RLR, DLR, RLL, DLL, all that stuff, it's right side, left side, arrow is right facing or left facing. It's just like a little shortcut. Hi, Bill. Welcome. I got gate a 59.2 on my Venus. Does it mean I love it? Love what? You love connection. Deep connection. So if it's defined, yeah, you can have more than one motor. You can have 4 motors. You can have no motors. But the 4 potential motors are the ego, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. The more you have, the more energy. The fewer you have, the more you need to learn how to create efficiencies and delegate. I came in with you talking about transference, not me. I know. I have hope, motivation, and I'm always in guilt. Help. Okay. The void. I'm unsure if I'm allowed to ask or not, but I've heard you mention from Manifesting Generator that her unconscious aura type is somehow different than her aura type. Is there some truth to this? Yeah. So my website, and this is not like a shameless plug. My website makes it easy to tell what's conscious and unconscious because I only use 2 colors. Some websites use multiple colors, but I only use 2 colors. So if something is unconsciously defined in your chart, the energy centers will be in that left color, the blue color, design color. If it is consciously defined, it will be in the pink color. You can see, if you're on TikTok, you can see in the chart behind me, there are 2 energy centers that are consciously defined, and there are 2 energy centers that are unconsciously defined. So if I look at only what is conscious in this chart, that's a sacral generator. If I look at only what is unconscious in this chart, that's a splenic projector. You always follow your strategy and authority, though, no matter what. It just might give you a little clarity. Please leave. On the type of energy that you create consistently and what you resonate and relate to within the chart.
Can we go to my friend's house?
They have school, but
Oh. I got 3.
Whenever I search about human design gates on YouTube, you always show up. Yay! I need to redo my gates playlist. I know more than I did when I started that. Not that anything's inaccurate. I could just say so much more now. What does transference in motivation mean? It means when you get pulled into the opposite of what you should be doing. In a nutshell. Why is this blurry all of a sudden? Focus on my face. Welcome if you just joined. My name is Tangie. I'm a human design teacher and coach. I use human design to help you feel good, or at least feel a little better. That's why I call myself the Feel Good Expert. You can find me at the Feel Good Expert across all platforms. I will not DM you. Be careful out there. I also call myself the Feel Good Expert because I'll never tell you anything limiting and inhibiting or dogmatic about this system. I don't believe in that. But it does get culty out there. Be careful. Simply use human design as a context and a language for describing energy patterns and energy archetypes. Okay? If you're brand new to human design, I'm here to give you validation and permission to be your most authentic self by providing you foundational knowledge and practical tools with real life application. My favorite tool is my website. It's thefeelgoodexpert.com. This is still blurry. And that is because you can go there and get a free on-demand mini reading anytime. You just type in your birth date, exact time and location. Every single one of the chart properties will link you to a free video explanation by me. So it's your free on-demand mini reading. If you like that, you'll see that I offer a personalized report as well. It's in the $20 range. This is going to give you the actual tools that you need to integrate your design. So reflection questions, journaling prompts, strengths and awarenesses, affirmations, all kinds of things you can actually use and implement right away. There's even a grounding practice there, how to ground into your authority. So lots of good stuff. And then, of course, I have a course where I teach human design end to end. Okay. Everything you need to know in order to be an advanced reader of human design charts. There's my spiel. Feel free to continue to ask me questions. I love answering your questions. The only thing I ask in return is just engage with the live. So like, comment, share, all of that stuff. Hi, Raven. Okay, let me see. Let me catch up here. What do you need?
I got 8 bounces.
Nice.
But my hand still hurts. And I already finished 1 page in my workbook.
What does it mean to have survival perspective? You're always looking at what do we need? What are the basic minimum things we need to get by? My North Node is in gate 54 and 38. Oh, wow. That is very ambitious. That is very driven. 2 root gates. What does it mean when both colors are in a half channel? It means you'll find that gate on both sides, on both columns. You'll find that gate in multiple placements. How should I approach goals with innocence motivation, or should I not have goals at all? I mean, with innocence motivation, you have to come into a certain amount of surrender. And with innocence motivation, your transference is desire. Okay, so if you have goals that are making you feel like very uncomfortable and very behind, that might not be ideal for you, right? You might need to like step more into the here and now, practice gratitude, right? Like really be more present. But everyone, if you want to be a conscious creator of your reality, holds a certain energy for reaching a future vision. But there are a lot of different ways to get there, right? Strategy and goal setting and being very rigid about things isn't the only way to get there, if that makes sense. If you're into manifestation at all, you'll see people that get a lot further faster via the art of surrender. But then there are other people that doesn't work for. And that's why the system is very individual and unique, and why humans are, right? What's the best way to address unconscious gates in undefined centers? I mean, there's nothing to do. If that's what you're asking, what do you want to do with them? You just kind of wait for it to come to you. It's the best thing you can do. I have no gates in the sacral, only root and solar plexus defined. All others are open. Any tips for managing energy and relationships? You know, Kaja, did I say that right? It didn't come out the way that it sounded in my head. Kasia? I tried. I'm trying. You can correct me. Okay, managing energy in relationships. So a big part of having all of those centers undefined is knowing what is yours and what isn't. You are the one pacing the relationship. You are the one creating the emotional wave, especially if you're the only one who's emotionally defined. Okay, that is yours, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. Everything else you have to be able to have awareness of when it comes in, and then acknowledge it as not yours, ideally out loud, like using your words. For example, undefined spleen center that you have. It feels like anxiety is here, right? Or talking to someone that you're in a relationship, maybe they have a defined spleen and you don't. I'm picking up on your anxiety about XYZ situation. It seems like you're feeling really afraid. It seems like you're feeling really anxious. When you say that out loud, first of all, it like gets you out of the ping pong game within your own body. Is this mine? Is this not? If you just say out loud, this is yours. Now your unconscious stops trying to fix it. And it's good in relationships that it's an easy way to set a boundary. Boundary is simply identifying where I end and you begin. And so now that you've acknowledged it, there are other ways to set boundaries, of course, right? Like, hey, when you're feeling really anxious, I need this. It's another easy way to set a boundary. So with need motivation, it's okay for me to do the bare minimum. Yeah, what is needed to survive? How do you notice when you transfer to fear motivation? So you're saying transferring out of need into fear? How would having both color on opposite ends of a channel play out in real life? How would you perceive that? I don't know if I understand that question. Like, it's the whole channel is defined consciously and unconsciously? Is that what you're saying? Or half of it is conscious, half is unconscious? Okay. A very undefined ajna question. There you go. Are the two gates of Leo 31? Oh, the two gates of Leo 31 and 30 are locked. Oh, that sounds like a fun journey. What's the generator type? So we have 5 types in human design: generators, manifesting generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. Generators and manifesting generators are here to respond to life, to wait for something to come to them, an opportunity, anything, right? A person, a transit, whatever, to wait for things to come to them and then check in with their gut and see if the energy is there, if life force is there. When you put your life force in the direction of the things that excite you, now you feel satisfied with your life. Genetic trauma. Oh, I think my son has that one too. I feel horrible about that. How much control do we have on the unconscious gates? None. Sorry, not sorry, none. One side is unconscious, the other side is conscious. Okay, so It creates unconscious circuitry if you have one side conscious and one side unconscious. So there'll be half of the channel. If the conscious side is in lines 1, 2, or 3, really you're just focused on the gate itself. I don't know if that answers your question. I was trying to clarify a question that came up earlier. Oh, okay. So I got confused. How do you notice when you transfer from need motivation to fear motivation? So instead of being relational, you'll probably pull away and be more focused and introspective on survival. Need motivation is going to be more relational. Okay. If those lines are unfilled, does that mean we still have a lot of life to live? So anything that you have that's not colored in your chart, you absorb and amplify from the outside. You're going to experience the entire chart. Part of it you're going to experience consistently and you're creating it. Part of it you're going to experience inconsistently and you're absorbing and amplifying it from outside, but you still experience the entire chart. Does that make sense? So are we just an avatar character we played on the gods? I wouldn't say the gods. I would say you are an avatar of your higher self. You are the god of your reality. Imagine you are God or God energy, and you are unlimited, and everything is unlimited all the time, and there is no contrast. You consciously introduce contrast so that you can now feel something, so that you can now see what you're made of. But you still have access to everything and unlimited and the all, and that's boring. So you introduce limitation on purpose. And that specific filter of limitation is your little map, your human design chart, your astrological chart, your numerology, whatever. That's the filter of limitation you created for this lifetime because you wanted to feel a very, very specific certain thing. It feels so good to feel that thing. And it also feels so bad to feel that thing, and feeling good and bad are part of experiencing limitation and seeing what you're really made of. There's my existential thoughts of the day. Gate 26 is an interesting one. How do you feel about the way some of them advertise? Like people with 26, how do I feel about that? You know, my ex-husband had gate 26, and one of the most curious things, man, if he ever finds my YouTube channel, I still talk about him all the time. Anyways, one of those curious things that used to get on my nerves so bad was that he would change his voice, his tone, even his accent to relate better to who he was talking to. And I'm like, why don't you just be yourself? And he's like, I want them to feel like that connection, like I want to relate to them. This is what the marketer does, right? The egoist. Hey, you're in my tribe now, and I've got something to tell you, and I'm going to craft that message in any way that I need to so that you hear it, because I know what you need before you need it. So our astrological chart and human design mean the same thing. Yeah, you will find your entire astrological natal chart on the pink side if you're using my website, but on the right side of any human design chart, your whole astrological natal chart is there. That gate and that planet is going to be in the same house and zodiac sign as it would in your natal chart. The gate is just a smaller degree of placement than the sign itself. It's all there. Human design, you have two natal charts. You have your date of birth, and then you have a second date called the design date. It's 88 degrees of the sun prior to your moment of birth, so about 90 days, combining two, conscious and unconscious, who you think you are and how other people see you, your mind and your body. I don't understand what gate 59 is trying to tell me. What do you mean? Where do you have it placed? Why do you feel like it's talking to you? Why did I choose this life? It's on hard mode. Maybe you have a soul, a higher self that's like, hey, I can do it. Give me all you got. I have 26. If you have 26, does that land for you? What I described? Now I'm going to look at the charts of all. Melissa, I have them. I have in my phone Kamala Harris. I have Donald Trump. I have Barack Obama. It's interesting. No, I don't think gate 26 is a bad thing. That's my harmonic. I have hanging 44. I love it when I hook up with somebody who has gate 26. Suddenly we know what we're doing. 100% relate to 26. Perfect.
Mom,
Yes, sir. How many did you do in a row?
I got 17.
7. That's more than double what you came in with last time.
On my third try after going outside.
Nice. Are the Crocs comfortable for that purpose?
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, no, not everybody changes their accent. I'm just saying that was like a quirky thing that he would do that I was like, why do you do that? But it makes sense in hindsight. Not all people who have gate 26 use it for bad, but there's some. Yes, there absolutely are some that do. But you can do that with any gate. You can do that with any gate. Higher selves really be putting us through some crazy stuff just to see what it's like, bro. People with gate 45 can be used for others' material gain and dreams. Yeah. Or they can use other people for their material gain and dreams. You might want to check out numerology and see if you have bad karma from past life, 13, 14, 16, 19. I thought numerology only went up to 9. Now I need to go and explore that rabbit hole. I do that and I don't even notice I'm doing it until yeah. The marketer. If you've got a hard life, you might want to check. That's usually why. Ruben, why do I have 6 Saturn placements? Why do I have 4 Capricorn and 2 Aquarius? I must have done something horrible in a past life. Can you make me feel better about the channel? Oh, you missed. So many people are asking about the channel of struggle. You missed it. That's where we started today. I only have one channel. I have one channel, and it's the channel of struggle. I can make you feel really good about it because I'm hope motivation. 3 Aquarius. Megan, you and me, same boat. Mars on gate 47. That makes sense. Get angry. We have the sun transiting gate 47 right now, by the way. And Gabe has the channel of struggle too. And who else? Somebody else.
$22.
22 now? Yeah, I got a lot of karma. In human design, which people can or must eat red meat? No, they don't really talk about red meat. They talk about single ingredient foods. And that's consecutive and alternating appetite. One thing at a time. Okay, I'm an Aries, everything, and generator, and I make people nervous because I'm blunt, but not me. That makes sense. Okay, channel of struggle. Sorry. Okay, let me see if I can do this again. If not, go watch the recording. That's how we started. The recording will be on my YouTube channel. Channel of struggle has 2 gates, gate 28 and gate 38. Okay, gate 28 is in the spleen. Any awareness center is going to hold some kind of fear. Gate 28 holds the fear of running out of time, aka the fear of death. And it makes us take risks so that we can make the most of our time, right? Sometimes we even want a little bit of a shortcut. Anyways, gate 38, the gate of the fighter, this is in the root center. Drive, momentum, okay? It gives the drive And the pressure, if I'm going to do it, make it mean something. If I'm going to do it, make it meaningful, make it worth fighting for. Knowing what's worth fighting for or not. This is an individual circuitry. So anything that's individual is melancholic in nature, meaning you're going to go down to the depths, be sad about it, and then come back. Be sad, come back. This is what creates your mutation. Individual, you're creating mutation for you. If it impacts others, so be it. If it doesn't, oh well. I have to experience it for myself as an individual. I have to experience purpose, meaning, making the most of my time. I have to be instinctually driven so that I do what I want to do in this life before I die. A lot of drive, a lot of ambition there. That's great. Also a lot of struggle. It's not the easiest thing to have. You're going to struggle. If you don't struggle, you don't find your drive. If you don't struggle, you don't find your ambition. Your root doesn't turn on. You got to do something to relieve the pressure. Don't forget to double tap and like the live. She answered. Thank you. Hi, Sequoia.
When can you come watch me?
When can I come watch you? In just a minute. Not literally, but like within 5 minutes.
And when can I get out of devices?
After we do, I'm going to finish this. We're going to do learning and lunch. And then I will go back to work and I will not bother you and you will not bother me and you can be on devices. Okay. Gate 38 is pretty badass. I like to think so. Fighter. People who have just a hanging 38 might have a hard time discerning what's worth fighting for. They might start fights to see, to experiment, to find out. Depends. Thank you for the heart hands. Well, I can't do it with the mic. So my gate 38 is consciously defined, but my root is undefined. Gate 28 is empty, but spleen is defined. Interesting. So you would attract experiences, right? You would attract that gate 28 in order to define the root, in order to experience some pressure and some drive. But that's not your everyday experience. So if you're feeling a lot of pressure consistently, that means you need to learn how to set better boundaries and not take on everybody else's crap. I do actually on YouTube here have a Hertz frequency like activation for both root and defined root and undefined root. That it's like a sleep meditation. So if you are taking on a lot of stress and pressure, undefined root frequency will help you empty it out. Defined root frequency will help you activate your ambition and drive. And then I think we just posted sacral too, but just gonna have to take it down and repost it because there's some gaps in it. And if there's a gap in the sound, I cannot sleep. I will immediately wake up. I'm the lightest sleeper that ever lived. Somebody told me it's because I'm a parent and I'm like so worried about my children. Heard it called the Warrior of Light too. Yeah, that seems fitting for gate 38, the Warrior of Light. Pick your battles. What's the difference between design and personality? So your personality side is going to be based on your birth placements, your date, exact time, and location of birth. Don't eat, I'm about to make you food. Unschooling mom. This is so bad. Your design date is 88 degrees of the sun prior to your moment of birth. It happened while you were still in utero. We describe this as your unconscious wiring, your ancestry, your DNA, your physical body, your vehicle, your vessel. Anything, if you're using my website that's colored blue, that happened on your design date. Anything on my website that's colored pink, that happened on your birthday. I know the cafeteria lady needs to get back to work. How do I figure out my profile type and authority? You can use my website to pull your chart for free. You need your birth date, exact time, and location. It's thefeelgoodexpert.com. Same as my handle. Dude, I have to go make my children food. Yeah, if you're into like the frequency of words and some of the human design language is too shocking for you, you might like Quantum Human Design with Karen Curry Parker. She went and changed everything. All the vocabulary. Same system, different vocabulary. I don't mind the shock, right? You guys heard all about my chart. I don't care. But she changed all of the words and all of the descriptions to be higher frequency. So for Aquarius, the design season. Yes, exactly. I'm Aquarius sun and my design date is in Scorpio. Design sun is in Scorpio. Exactly. You've got it. Such a fast learner. Children be like, feed me. I know it. They woke up so late. We went wakeboarding yesterday. Isn't that fun? Our neighbor, I got an invitation. Our neighbor said, do you want to go to the lake with us? And I was like, yes. And my kids were like, no. And I was like, we're going. And of course, they always do this. They're like, no, I don't want to do it. And then they go do it and they have the best time. But yeah, I got up. I was surfing along. I have a video as evidence. That's wild. Do you know how human design started? Yes. Ra Uru, formerly known as Alan Krakauer of Canada, was in Ibiza, Spain, living in a ruina on a friend's property, being existential and pondering the meaning of life and taking LSD. And he had an 8-day encounter with a voice, an 8 consecutive day encounter with a voice where he downloaded all of this information and then started talking about it until he died in 2011. That was in 1987, by the way, right around the time of the death of a star, of a supernova. So fascinating. Big neutrino stream happened around that time. Lucky for y'all, I was alive. I was 3. I'm a 4-6 manifester. My chart describes a defined heart center, but it's not colored in. We have 2. Neither of them are actually technically called the heart. 2 centers that used to be the heart before they split with the discovery of Uranus in 1781. Anyways, the ego and the G. Different people both call them both heart. The diamond one is the G center. The little tiny triangle to the right of it, that's the ego center. So you might have one colored in and not the other. Sounds like a prophet. He was something. He was something. Go search Ra Uru on YouTube. You'll find a lot of interesting stuff that he, he's intense. See, Ruben knows. You'll find that he was an interesting character. Love him to death. Very, very interesting person. Okay, you guys know my kids have to eat. So thank you for joining. Excellent questions. So glad you were here. If you're on my email list, keep an eye out for an email today. I'm going to talk about some of the really good advanced reader events that I have coming up in my membership space, which has a free 7-day trial. So you can just pop in, listen to the event, pop out if you don't want to stay. But covering genetic matrix, the advanced reader software that I use, what's it called? Connection charts, human design 101, something for everybody. So hope to see you there.